For a long time, the advice on LinkedIn has been straightforward. If you want to be visible, you need to post. And while that's still true, it's no longer the full picture. Because what's changing now is how visibility is being shaped, and engagement is playing a much bigger role than most people realize. Historically, LinkedIn has rewarded content creation. If you posted regularly, you stayed visible. If people engaged with your posts, your reach increased. Engagement was important, but secondary. It sat underneath posting. So most strategies focused on content output, what to post, how often, how to get engagement on those posts. And what we're seeing now is a shift in how LinkedIn understands content. The platform is moving beyond simply tracking activity, likes, comments, shares, and is increasingly interpreting what content is actually about. That includes posts, but it also includes comments. And that's where things start to change because comments are no longer just a signal that something happened. They're becoming part of how LinkedIn understands what you know, what topics you're associated with, and how you contribute to conversations. This has a few important implications. First, your comments are often more visible than you might expect. People don't just see your posts, they see where you show up in conversations. Second, comments reveal something different. A post shows what you're prepared to say, a comment shows how you think in the moment, and that's often what people respond to. Third, engagement lowers the barrier to visibility. Not everybody wants to post regularly. Not everyone has the time to create content consistently. But most people can contribute to a conversation. And done well, that contribution can build just as much visibility. The key difference now is quality. Not all engagement carries the same weight. A comment like "great post" or "totally agree" doesn't really add anything, whereas a strong comment might add a different perspective, maybe, build on the original idea, share a relevant experience, or ask a thoughtful question. That kind of engagement does two things. It adds value for the reader, and it helps LinkedIn understand the context of the conversation more clearly. What I'm seeing at the moment is people responding to the shift by increasing their activity. They're commenting more, trying to be more visible, but not necessarily improving the quality of what they're saying. And that's where it breaks down. Because more activity doesn't automatically mean more impact. If the contribution isn't meaningful, it's unlikely to be remembered. And increasingly, it's the quality of contributions that matter most. So the shift is quite simple, but important. Instead of asking, "What should I post?" it's also worth asking, "How do I want to show up in conversations?" That might mean being more selective about where you engage, taking a bit more time with your responses, focusing on adding something useful, not just being present, because that's what people notice. And increasingly, it's what the platform is interpreting as well. This doesn't replace posting. Content creation is still important, but it does change the balance. Visibility is no longer just built through what you publish. It's also shaped by how you contribute. And for many people, that's a much more accessible and effective way to build presence on LinkedIn.